Not Broken is the new book authored by Brett Francis. She is a mental health advocate, and very happy to have her on the program today. So welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
So let's talk a little bit about that title, Not Broken. What does that mean? What's not broken?
Well, Not Broken, the subtitle's How to Overcome Mental Health Challenges and Unlock Your Full Potential. So a big part of the title comes from, well, mental health challenges and disabilities. When I was 6, I was diagnosed with Tourette syndrome and ADHD.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was 17, the same, but in addition, anxiety, OCD, and panic disorder. So I've really got a large variety of diagnoses, and I spent a lot of my life feeling broken and feeling like I needed to be fixed or just put on some medication and like there was something wrong with me. And so the title comes from the fact that people with mental health challenges and disabilities aren't broken, and we don't need to be fixed.
Okay.
So that's really what spurred on the title.
So are you saying then that people with those challenges don't necessarily need to be on a drug therapy, or?
Well, I mean, everybody has their own preference and everybody has their own something that works for them. One of my best friends has been on medication for depression her whole life, and it works great for her.
Okay.
But it's not something that you go visit somebody for a 1-hour appointment and get put on a medication like that. You know, it's really about understanding your mental health and your disabilities and learning how to channel them and use them to your advantage instead of trying to fight them. I mean, I didn't become Brett Francis until I went, okay, you know, I'm Brett Francis with Tourette syndrome and ADHD and all the other ones.
Right.
So I let them define me in a positive way and learn how to use them to my advantage rather than trying to fight or be ashamed, guilted, or embarrassed.
Now, here's the thing. So was there an event or a person that was sort of that tipping point where you were able to, you know, I'll say take ownership of those things and not feel broken? Was there one event or one person that sort of inspired you?
Well, not really one person, but it was an event. Like, I went through a really rough time when I was in high school. I went through, you know, a fair share of substance abuse, and I had a miscarriage at 4 months when I was 18 years old. So that was really tough. And then I went, you know, I was in abusive relationships, and I went, I'm so tired of being a victim, and I'm so tired of everything not working out the way that I want it to. How can I define my own life? And through that, it was a long journey, and it was a lot of trial and error, but I figured out that I can use these things to my advantage. I wouldn't be a business owner. I wouldn't be a professional speaker. If I didn't have anxiety and OCD, I probably wouldn't be organized enough to run a business. So, you know, they've really brought a lot of really great things to my life, and I learned to look at that as opposed to the things that they don't or the troubles that they give me.
Now, again, you said it was a long journey. Was this something you did on your own, or were there groups or individuals, healthcare professionals that you were able to access to help in this journey?
Yes, well, first and foremost, I have to mention him. I don't know if he's watching, but if he is, my dad. He's been really great. He always taught me that everything in my life was a choice, even down to how I felt and how I feel deep down. And I said, well, how can I choose how I feel? Other people make me feel that way.
Right.
And of course, he let me know that I am actually choosing how to be affected by that. And secondly, I have to give full credit to the Canadian Mental Health Association. They've been huge. I'm partnered with them now and endorsed by them, and they have just been a great organization that I love to work with as much as I can. I see them, you know, a few times a month at least. I stop in there, say hi. They're just so great for resources, and even if you're not going through it, they're great for resources for families and whatnot. So the Canadian Mental Health Association has been a really great help for me.
All right, we're just out of time right now with Brett Francis. The book is Not Broken. It's available online, and I also listen to Brett's radio program. It is Brett. Well, here's the regular website, brettfrancis.ca, but also brettfrancisradio.com.
NotBrokenRadio.com.
NotBrokenRadio.com. So there you go. So a couple of ways to check out what Brett Francis has to offer. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.